All right, welcome everybody. So like I said, my name is Sarah Rogers. I have been with the company now for 5 years. I am a 3-star double platinum, $250,000 residual income earner, and your direct founder council member. So if you ever need anything on the corporate side, you know who to go to now. Okay, I'm your girl for sure. So I'm super excited to be able to talk about this with you guys. Residual income has been something that has certainly changed my life and my daughter's life. I'm a single mom. I was a single mom when I started this journey. My daughter was just about a year and a half, and now she is 6. I feel like going on 16. But I've been very, very blessed because as a single mom, I have not had to sacrifice any of the time that I've spent with her. I have been able to be there with her throughout her entire childhood. Recently now just enrolled her into a top tiered private school here in Las Vegas. Thanks to the income that I'm receiving from this opportunity, I recently just moved into a brand new home that I was able to purchase. I should say it's my first time purchasing a home. Thank you to this opportunity. So when I tell you guys it has truly changed my life, to give you guys some perspective, when I started this opportunity, I was actually, quite frankly, flat broke. I had not been earning income for, I want to say, solid 6 to 7 months. I had been earning about $70,000 a year annually via corporate. However, when my daughter was born, there was some additional health stuff that just did not allow me to go back, and nor did corporate want to work with me, to be able to make it work part-time remote or whatever the case may be. So that being said, again, when I started this 5 years ago, I was not making anything. How many of you guys are maybe in somewhat of a similar situation? Maybe not making much, or maybe not, just quite frankly satisfied with the income that you guys are currently at, want to see more income in your pocket. Maybe it's just not enough to cut the bills, or you're living penny to penny every paycheck. How many of you guys may be in a similar situation? Go ahead and put that in the chat. I say that because I want to let you guys know that that was my beginning in this journey. Okay. I didn't come here with a leg up. I didn't come here with, 6 months of savings in my pocket. I literally came and joined this opportunity out of sheer desperation. I needed something that I can do from home, to be with my girl. And I needed something that was going to be able to, at the very least, replace my $70,000 base annual income. I can tell you now, I have essentially, now that I'm thinking about it, doubled that income based off my last year's 1099s. I'm really, really fortunate. I'm blessed because in that journey, I've actually gained a complete time freedom schedule. Again, as a single parent, I've been there for my girl. Now that she's in school, I get to go to all her performances, all her extracurricular activities. We get to travel whenever we want. We're going to go hit Disneyland for Mother's Day, thanks to this, travel agent benefits that we're getting here in this program. So it's truly been life-changing. Like I said, she's in the top tier private school. She is in a new home, thanks to this. I was able to save up, get everything that I needed to get for the home that we're in now. So, very, very blessed that this has brought me that. And when we talk about residual income, I want you guys to understand the importance and how life-changing it can be for you. Okay. I do both sides of the business. So I do travel book as well. I do the group bookings, Hawaii, all-inclusives, Mexico, Caribbean. Those are kind of my bread and butters. But today I really wanted to spend some time with you here to teach you guys what this opportunity can do for you, and really teach you how to maximize your opportunity so that you guys can have a similar story, so that you guys can inspire other people through your own journey, which I think is the most powerful thing, right? So let's see here. John said, I'm working another job. I hate it. I want to transition into a better situation. How many of you guys can resonate with John? You're not happy with your current job. Maybe you want to do something better. You're tired of that 9 to 5 rut, right? Maybe you just want to, maybe this is just more fun. Maybe the travel booking side just seems more fun for you. And so you want to have something that's super fun, super lucrative, and have that time financial freedom, right? Orlando says me, Trinidad says me, Halia says 100%, right? I have my own business, Amanda says, and then this one, I'm a retired teacher and want more money for travel. Absolutely, Tracy. My job is backbreaking and I want more time with my son. Absolutely. Tired of trucking, Charles, me as well. This is more of a job security, 100%, guys. I'll never, ever, you could not pay me to go back into corporate world. That's not to say it didn't give me what I needed. It taught me a lot of things. I will never necessarily talk down per se on corporate world. However, thanks to this opportunity, I can tell you that I am officially unemployable. How many of you guys would like to be unemployable because this business is bringing you more than what any corporate opportunity can bring you? Right? Yes. Trinidad says me. Cheryl says me. John says me. Rick says yes, please. Right? Christy says yes. Right? Absolutely. So let's get into it, guys. Let's go ahead and hop into what exactly we are going to be talking about today. Now, I'm somebody that does like a lot of crowd participation. I do like to make sure that, you guys are receiving the most out of this Zoom here with us. And so make sure that you have pen and piece of paper out. If you guys have questions along the way, please feel free to unmute yourselves. This is a safe place for you guys to really be able to get the information that you guys need. So if there's like a clarifying point that you need me to go over, please know that you are free to ask questions and unmute yourself as you need to in order to really let that sink in and soak in. Okay, so let's go ahead and get it started, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and just really quickly, because I did have you guys RSVP, so I wanna make sure that I am taking note of who's in this class right now, because like I said, I am gonna be offering you guys a special mentorship program at the end of this. So I wanna make sure that I'm accounting for everybody that is here, that did their part by showing up today. So let's go ahead and get it started, guys. So why does residual income benefit you guys? Okay, for me, it's an investment into your future. Think about this. What I have spent the last 5 years building is something that can continuously pay me for the rest of my life, right? So let me guys ask you this. How much would you guys invest if you knew you can continue to get paid 4, 5, or even 6 figures a year for the rest of your life residually, knowing every month that residual check is going to come in because you've spent the time to build that out? Let me guys put it into another perspective. How many of you guys know that this business and what you built in this business, you can pass off to a beneficiary? Meaning, should anything ever happen to you, God forbid, knock on wood, but life happens, right? We never know. That's the one thing that we never know, right? When that time is going to come for us. God forbid anything happened to me, the income that I have spent 5 years building, my daughter will continue to receive that at 6 years old. God forbid, right? I want you to ask yourself, is your current job offering that to you? Or is the moment you walk away, whether it's within your own choice or because something happened to you, does that paycheck stop? And so think about how powerful this opportunity is, right? You're really given the opportunity to break those generational curses and give you and your family a different sort of legacy, okay? What kind of lifestyle would this allow you to have? If you guys were earning 5, 6 figures a year, what kind of lifestyle would you be able to have? What kinds of things that you want to give time to, would you be able to then clear time for, right? This is about being able to break free of the rat race. I'm all about taking control of your life, right? And let's start breaking those generational curses. Who here is down for that? How many of you guys want to be able to break those generational curses, really change? It starts with us, right? Natasha, I didn't know I could pass this on. Yes. Sheena says, yes, I do. Lainey says, yes, I do. Trinidad says, yes, I do. When you want to say hi to everybody?
Sure.
Guys, so I have
Hi, everyone.
Mr. Charles Lee here, my personal mentor for 5 years, 5-star platinum, the top income residual earner. He's officially going to be our first $1 million income earner in this company. Can you think about that? I've got a long ways to go, right? Earning 6 figures, but this guy's over here earning 7 figures. So super, super happy that I'm here with him because my Wi-Fi broke. And so I happened to move closer to where he is at. I'm about 2 miles out from Charles. He's super thrilled and excited about that. But because we live so close to each other, I literally just hop, skip, and skedaddled over here to be able to give you guys a Zoom today. So super excited to have you here, Charles. And By the way, he's going to be doing a mastermind class here at 12 o'clock, a power hour. So once you're done here, you have the opportunity to spend some more one-on-one time with him in his Zoom, and I'll give you guys that information if you don't know about it, okay? So with that being said, guys, what kind of lifestyle would you guys be allowed to have if you guys had residual income coming in? If you guys had 5 or 6 figures a year that you were clearing residually, what kind of things would you want to do in your life? Would you want to travel more? Would you maybe want to homeschool your kids because it would allow you the freedom to be there? You know, maybe start another business, right? I love it. Trinidad would like to travel more. I want to get my master's, travel and spend more time with my kids, travel, take older family on trips, travel more, travel and help my family, travel for sure, more travel. I'd be homeschooling my youngest next fall, and we would absolutely love to travel more and retire from my real job. Yes, absolutely. Invest in property. Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm starting to invest now, right? Absolutely, Trinidad. Awesome, awesome. Help my 2-year-old explore the world. I would spend more time with my kids and my family. Absolutely, guys. Travel the world, help out my parents, invest, retire my husband, move to a beach house. I love that. Absolutely, right? Okay, so this is the power of residual income, right? Like I said, it's really the opportunity for you guys to be able to break those generational curses and start something fresh, something new. Not only can you benefit, but again, because this business, the founder of our company, David McCovey, has made it so easy for us to pass down to our future generation. All you have to do is go back into your back office, go to your personal info, and you literally put down who you want this to go to. That's it, done. All your travel commissions go to that person, 10% that you earn from your team go to that person, and your residual income goes to that person. So it's not just one part of the deal, it's all parts of the deal that would continue to be passed on. And if that person is 18 or older, they can choose to continue to work the business and essentially pick off where you left off as well. So it's not just earning that residual, they can choose to actually take it over and work what you have already built. Okay, guys? So already here. It's in your personal info. I can show it in a little bit here, Rick, but it's in your personal info under your account info, that tab, okay? So here we go, guys. So here's where I want some of the writing to begin, okay? I want you to really write down, okay? Do you have a vision and a mission? Okay, do you guys have a vision and a mission? Why are you here? Put that down. Why are you here? What is it that you want to do? What is it that you want to do? Like many of you said you guys want to travel. Many of you guys said you want to retire. Many of you guys just want a way to earn more. Write that down. Write that down, because when you write it down, guys, you're doing something for your brain and on a psychological level that is different than just thinking about it, right? It's written down. You can look at it every day, right? Who do you want to help? Who is it that you guys want to help? You want to help more people become successful. You want to be able to help your kids more. You want to be able to help your parents more. You want to be able to help your spouse more, your significant other, right? And more importantly, guys, where do you guys see yourself? Where do you guys see yourself in 12 months, 36 months, 24 months, 6 months down the road? Where do you guys see yourself? Where do you guys see yourself? Okay, write that down. This could be, and it could be different steps, right? You could see yourself in a place from 12 months from now that may look different from 24 months, you know? It's crazy because on my goals, I remember writing down, I want to own a home. I want to own my car and clear. And these were things when I started that I thought, man, this is like really a skip, hop, and a dream away, right? Like this is like I write it down, but you know, it took me writing it down continuously to actually, you know, and build out my goals and my vision to actually see that the steps that I'm taking are going to lead me there, right? And it was a continuously reworking of those goals, make sure that I'm aligning with people like Charles and Nikki to make sure that I'm meeting the goals and the standards that I set for myself, right? This is where you guys get to set the bar. The question is, how high do you want your bar to be? Where is it that you want to be, right? And when will you guys finally decide enough is enough? Enough is enough. Today is the day that I start implementing my changes. Today is the day that I'm going to work towards where I want to be. Today is the day that I work towards who I want to help. Today is the day that I work towards what I want to achieve. When was the first time you wrote down getting your home? Oh gosh, I could probably look at notebooks from like 4 or 5 years ago. I mean, that was a vision for myself. Part of my journey was I left the father of my child right when I started this opportunity, due to some domestic issues. And so I was literally the first couple of months of this opportunity couch surfing with my daughter. So for me, owning a home was something that I wanted right away. That security of knowing that that was for a place for me, my daughter, I can build a sanctuary of safety for her, and it would be something that nobody that I didn't want to become into that household would be able to break through. So, really for me, being able to clear my home in full, or, be able to have a home for her was a top priority, right? And it's something that I'm glad that I didn't discredit. A lot of people don't discredit your ability to get what you want, right? You have everything that you need here. You have all the resources, you have all the people, you have all the support. And more importantly, what was important to me was I had people in this company that were already on the way and doing those things, which let me know it was possible, right? A lot of people want to sell you a dream, but are they really living that dream, right? And so for me, it was important to work with individuals that, like, not only were they telling me it was possible, but they were showing me it was possible, right? And that is what kind of solidified for me, this might be the right opportunity for me, right? If I plug in, if I do everything that I need to do, there should be no reason why I can't achieve those things that I want for myself, right? Ask yourself, is where you are right now where you want to be a year from now? Think about this, right? And a lot of people sometimes they self-sabotage because maybe they're scared of growth, right? Maybe growth can be uncomfortable because that means you have to kind of be awkward for a little bit. That may mean that we might have to humble ourselves, and declare that we are a beginner again. We're learning a new skill set. And that in order to learn that, we have to go through this uncomfortable growth period. But the beauty of that is in a year from now, you can be in a completely different place than where you are right now. Like think of that. If all it takes is for us to hone in on the fact, like, yes, I am a beginner. Yes, I have to master new skill sets, right? But the caveat out on the other side of that is I get to change what it is I'm doing with my life. I get to change the income that's flowing into my bank accounts, right? So, I always say, what's scarier? Growing and being uncomfortable, or being in the exact same position that you are in right now? How many of you can afford, not even want to be, how many of you guys can afford to be in the same position that you're in right now? How many of you can afford to be in the same position that you're in right now? I can, but I don't want to be. Nope, definitely not. I can't. Nope. It would mean no growth. I can, but I don't want to be. I can, but I don't want to, right? Absolutely, right? Don't want to be. Absolutely, right? So again, ask yourself, whenever you have those moments of doubts, I want you to write this down. What's scarier? What's scarier? Growing and being a little bit uncomfortable for a little period of time, or not growing and being in the exact same place? Because this is what happens. We'll have people here that are going to tell me that I want this, I want this, I want this, and then they're going to hit the moment of truth. And what is that moment of truth? A little bit of uncomfortableness, right? If for those of you that know me on this line, I'm somebody that is going to help stretch you to the next level. And in being stretched, it is going to require a little bit of vulnerability, a little bit of honesty, accountability, self-accountability. And sometimes people would rather quit than to face that. That's just the reality of the situation. Okay. But I say, if you quit, if you quit, what does that really say, right? More than likely, you're going to quit the next time you come into a difficult challenge of your life, right? And so really what we're doing is we're teaching our brain over and over again that we're not able to accomplish and go through difficult times, okay? And I'm going to give you a really, really quick story, and this actually has to deal with Charles. And not to do with the business, but promise me, stick with me, okay? So the other weekend, I just bought my new home. I have to do a lot of, hanging of curtains and things of that nature. So Charles is down the road. I needed a drill to hang up a curtain rod. So I asked Charles, I said, hey, bro, can I borrow your drill? He's like, you can, or, you're kind of a homeowner now. So why don't you invest the $30 on the drill? Cause you're probably going to need it more than once. And if you know me, you guys know I'm not necessarily very what I'll call domesticated or handy in any capacity. Okay. This is not my skill sets in life. It is what it is. Okay. And I quite literally cursed Charles in my mind. Like literally, I was like, how dare he not let me use his drill? Like the audacity of this man, right? And so like I'm going over and I'm getting the drill and I'm buying in. I have no idea. I have no idea how to work a drill. Okay. I'm pissed off. I'm like trying to hang up this curtain rod. I'm watching YouTube videos. And literally this whole time I'm hanging up this curtain rod, I'm literally in my mind cursing at Charles. I can't believe he made me do this. Why can't he just help me? I don't understand. He's supposed to be there for me. He's my friend. He's my mentor, all these different things, right? Okay. So I hung up the curtain rod. It literally, no, I'm not going to lie. It took me probably a solid hour to do it. Okay. It took me probably a solid hour to figure it out. Okay. I hung it up. I was exhausted. I was tired. I was frustrated. I got off my little stepping stool and I looked and I thought, that's pretty cool. I actually just did that. Sarah Rogers just hung up a curtain rod. Okay. And if you know me, like I said, this is a big achievement in my life. Okay. And immediately the next thought I had, what else can I do with this drill? What else can I do with this drill? And so that goes to show you, right? I pushed myself through that moment of growth. Yes, it wasn't like I was angelical about it. Okay. I wasn't graceful about it, but I pushed myself through that moment of growth. And what happened immediately after? My brain immediately went from cursing Charles to what else can I do now that I did that? Do you see where I'm going with this? Do you guys understand the point that I'm trying to make with that? When you go through hard things, which you actually are training your mind to do, is continue to go through hard things. But if you quit, what you're training your mind to do is every time you hit a hard spot, you're going to quit. That's it. Because you've trained your mind. Your mind is the most powerful thing that you have. Anybody can learn a skill set. Anyone can memorize how to close people. Anyone can master how to invite. The real challenge is right here. This thing right here. That's it. If you can learn to master this, if you can learn to go through the awkwardness, the stumbliness. And by the way, when I hung up my rod, by the way, I totally measured incorrectly. So I had to redo it. Okay. I found out about halfway through, I didn't do the middle hole correctly and it was totally off centered. So now, not only did I learn how to drill, but I also learned how to patch some holes in my wall. Okay. And now I'm like Betty Shoemaker at home thinking, okay, what other holes can I make and patch and do all these other things, right? I've hung up mirrors. I've taken off wallpaper. I've hung up blinds in my house, right? But imagine if I just had asked Charles to do it. Then what? Right? Yeah, sure. I could have hired a handyman, but I also saved myself money and I also empowered myself. The discomfort was very temporary. An hour of temporary pain and grunting and really not liking Charles. And then remembering, right? This is what he was placed in my life for. I truly believe he was meant to be in my life to push me to higher places because that's all he's ever done for me. So while sometimes you don't like what they have to say, what your mentor has to say, you may not understand what it is that they're trying to teach you in that moment. It's having the faith and belief that that person has a vested interest to see you at your best version. right? And so that is what I'm offering here with you guys here in the Zoom, the partnership to be able to help you guys reach your best version, right? Good job pushing through. Thank you. Yeah, it's funny. The other day I was on the phone with Krista, our other infamous leader here in travel knowledge, and I was drilling something, and I was like, Krista, I'm gonna drill, and I put the drill on for like dramatic purposes, and she laughed so hard because she was like, oh my God, you're so extra, but I was so proud. All right, so guys, here it is. What's the process to starting this building thing, right? What is it that we actually need to master in order to accomplish getting to what our goals are, right? So this is kind of a, again, this class to me is going to be like more of a macro level class, right? And then in the next series of events, we're going to be starting to break down stuff, okay? So again, we need to understand our company structure to build out properly, okay? We need to understand our company structure to build out properly, right? Because again, you can tell me, Sarah, I want to bring on 150 new agents. But if you don't know how to properly structure that into a comma check, into $3,000-$4,000, then it means nothing, right? So learning how to properly structure your team is very, very important. And every company's structure looks a little bit different. So you got to learn our structure, right? You got to learn our structure. You got to be able to understand how to build out properly so you can maximize your residual income, okay? So that's going to probably be the next step after this class, is to teach you guys that. Now, after that, what is step number 2? Step number 2 is learning how to master the invite. And I believe it's Charles that I've been working with here the last couple of days. Shout out to Charles. Not Charles Lee, Charles Smith, okay? And he just reached out to me last week. We got on a Zoom, I believe Thursday or Friday. I'm not quite too sure. And already he has brought on 2 new business partners. So kudos to Charles for really plugging in, making that decision that this is going to be what he deserves and goes after, and truly allowing me to help guide him and trusting me. So I appreciate that, Charles. And kudos to you for getting results, brother. Okay, so with that being said, guys, part of why Charles has been so successful is because he accepted, right, the fact that he is a beginner. He's a beginner. So he said, Sarah, I'm a beginner. Teach me every step of the way. So right now, what are we focusing on with Charles? And what I want to focus on with you eventually, guys, is how to master the invite, right? So what is it that I've been working with Charles with? I've been teaching him all the different places where he can post, right? Giving him examples of where to post. This is something that I want to be able to work with you guys, right? And really having him focus on that being what he is working on every single day, right? Exposure, inviting, asking him questions, and other people in the mastermind class already, asking them every morning, what does your prospect calendar look like, right? Because your prospect calendar will show me what work you've been putting in to get those results, right? Having 5 people lined up for meetings, right? Having 7, 10 people lined up for meetings, right? Versus having 1, right? That'll show me what kind of effort and the consistency of habits that you're actually putting through. So learning how to master the invite, I think a lot of the people, and especially I think definitely on this line, from what I understand, there's been some people here who have said, I'm inviting people, but people want to know the details, and I don't know how to what information to share with them or not share for them or answer their questions. And so for that, guys, really all you want to do is learn how to master inviting them to our prospect calendars. How many of you guys are aware we have a corporate presentation prospect calendar and we have a team calendar? How many are aware that we have literally prospect meetings going on 7 days a week? Okay. We have prospect meetings going on 7 days a week. So when I tell you master the invite, okay, I want you to guys think of yourself as just a professional appointment scheduler. That's all you're doing. And we're going to give you those scripts and where to post and what to say to learn how to accomplish that, okay? Because what you don't want to do is you don't want to get caught up in explaining the information, right? You don't want to get caught up in explaining the information. You want to get caught up in just body dragging them to the meetings. Can everybody put in here professional body dragger? I remember Nikki Lee would always boast that she was a professional body dragger because even her at her highest level, she was mastering the invite. She was inviting massive people, exposing, like literally Nikki Lee would be the type of woman where she would be out in the strip and the strip on Vegas, what I mean by that. And she would literally come up to any stranger and she would just start talking about the business and inviting them, invite, right? So professional body dragger, okay? That's what I want you guys to think of, a professional body dragger. All you're doing is you're exposing and you're in your mind, I guess, however, whatever, however you want to think of this, you're quite literally dragging them to those meetings. Okay, you have people like myself, Krista Wiley, Amy Cabrera, Ashley Hollowell, Kelly Dodge, right? Victoria Harper. You have all of these incredible superstars that are trained to give your prospect all of the information that they're going to need. And we hit certain psychological points and we do certain things. We essentially, in that meeting, we're handling several different objections that they may have while giving them all of the information. So by at the end of the meeting, we've vetted them for you. Essentially, they're going to figure out, is this for me? And it's not for me. Okay. And that's okay. I want you guys to understand that part of this journey is that you're going to expose and you're going to invite, but that doesn't mean if you invite 10 people, that 10 people are going to join this business, right? It's just like people go to school to get college degrees, but how many of us are actually using our college degrees, right? I'm a perfect example of that. I have 3. I don't use any of them for today. I'm sure there's life skill sets that I've learned from them, but I'm not using them today, right? So again, you really want to learn how to master the invite. From there, what we're going to teach you guys is a little bit of a side step before closing. So we're going to teach you how to learn how to organize your leads. This way you can keep track of people who are going to meetings, how to follow up in a meeting, how to follow up with people that have ghosted you after the meeting, things of that. So organization is key as well, because these could be leads that are continuously feeding you. When we have our slow seasons in building, we always say, go back to your list of leads that went to meetings, follow up with them. Let's see how many we can get rescheduled and things like this. So it'd be literally become an endless feed of leads for you. Okay. And then of course, mastering the close. Okay, what does this mean, mastering the close? Okay, this will consist of a lot of role playing between you, myself, and other leaders. Okay, this will consist of having scripts and memorizing some of the scripts, right, to go over very basic objections. This will consist of learning how to do three-way phone calls so that we can get on the phone with your prospects and close them for you, right? I always say people get really closing is a skill set that you kind of have to master, right? Because it has a lot to do with dealing with psychological things, like maybe somebody's just needing really a lot of extra reassurance, right? That they're going to get the support, that this is something that can be viable for them, things of that. I really say that closing, what it really comes down to is really learning probably about 7 to 10 different closes and memorizing them, right? And I think a lot of people, this is where they get stuck at. They can master 1, 2, 3, right? And then 4, they're like, oh my goodness, right? And I always say this is like, actually, I found this from our guest speaker at convention. I went to one of his live trainings in Miami, and he put it to me or us so brilliantly in the crowd. And he said, how many of you guys memorized math equations in school? How many of you guys memorized, the spelling contest, the spelling words in school, right? How many of you guys spent time in school memorizing stuff? How many of you guys spent time in school memorizing stuff? Is my thing on? Yes, absolutely. Yes, I did. Charles says I did. Chrissy said I did. That's literally how I got through school, right? Yes, said Brenda. Yeah, for sure, said Carla. I did, said John. Cheryl said yes. So imagine this. Closing is the same thing. You're going to memorize a set of scripts and stuff to close. Now, I will tell you that and Halia, Charles, people that I've been working with here in this meeting, maybe you guys can speak a little bit towards this, is yes, there are scripts that we learn to utilize to close, but a master closer will take those scripts and adapt them to the individual that they're speaking to, right? So I have a base script that I can work off, right? And then depending on that individual's read that I'm getting while I'm on the phone with them or texting them or whatever, I may change a couple of things in there to adapt to their situation, right? But it's learning how to do that, right? And how is it that you learn? You learn through observation. You learn through role playing, right? You learn through hearing your leader on a three-way, right? And to really understand how is it this person's handling those objections. That will allow you to help dissect, right? We can talk about it. So part of the mastermind group that we're going to be putting some people in is me showing you guys me closing people in real life, whether that's me recording a phone call or me showing you the text messaging and really walking you guys through the process. Because to me, it's not that I just want to teach you guys a lot of scripts to memorize, but what I also want to do is I want to show you why. Do you guys agree that when you're not only taught to memorize, but you're taught the power of why, things become much more easier for you to progress and understand in, right? When you guys are taught the power of why, like, why is this script being used? Why is Sarah saying this to a prospect? Why didn't she go this way, right? And when we're able to really sit down and dissect that close, then that's when you start becoming a master, right? Because you start understanding the different ways that we could change a close, the different ways that we can mold a script to be able to fit that individual to get them to join the business, right? Why is such a big question? Yeah, I'm a very big proponent. I'm not just giving you guys a bunch of information, but also teaching you the big why behind that, right? So that is really those building blocks that we're going to be working on, moving forward, right? Uh-oh, what happened? Okay, apparently I forgot to take out a slide. Okay, guys, so thank you guys so much. You guys could have been anywhere today, but you guys chose to tap in and learn how you can better yourself. So I'm super proud of you guys for taking the first step, and I cannot wait to start working with you guys individually and seeing your guys' success. And I'm super, super excited for you guys. Okay. Alrighty, guys, I will catch you on the next one and have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye, guys.
So,